Hi everyone, I'm Monika Jorgenson at the Lactazil mine site. We are currently in the control room, which is in the mill on the mine site. So the control room is responsible for monitoring basically everything that's going on in the plant. So we have our control room operator here, and he has a series of screens that tell him different types of very important information that we need to run this plant. So this screen here monitors our 2 feeders and 2 conveyor belts. Our operator is constantly monitoring these screens to check if we have any disruptions in the process, such as rocks, steel, or any other underground debris caught in those conveyors or feeders, and any other disruptions that would mess with the process. We have other cameras here where we can monitor the pile, different conveyors, different chutes to watch for plug-ups. So these 2 screens here are our process monitoring screens. We have different types of technology where we have different sensors, level controls, pump speeds to monitor all the different parameters in the mill. So we use that technology out on the floor and then take those signals, which can then be brought into trends here. So our control room operator can make sure that he's monitoring the trends, make sure that everything is running as it's supposed to. With these trends, he's able to determine if there's any disruptions in the process. We can also use these trends to look back. So if we have an issue that we experienced, say, last night, and we want to go over to see what happened, we can look back in the process and say, okay, our pressures were this, our pump speeds were this, and then we can go back and help troubleshoot different issues we have in the mill. So on this screen here, we have what's called our OSA trends. And what this does is we have basically a machine that is giving us assays in real time. So we have different slurry streams going into an X-ray machine, which then uses the X-rays to penetrate that stream and give us the counts of the amount of particles of interest are in there. So we have different types of trends on this screen. You can see in the red, we have what's called our model recovery. So this is what we're most interested in the flotation circuit. We want a high recovery. So we're constantly monitoring that to see where we are in real time. We also have our different important streams within the process. So we have our mill feed. So we can see the yellow line fluctuating. We can see our mill feed going down and then slightly increasing, so the operator would want to monitor that. We're also monitoring our final concentrate, which is our final product, so we want to make sure we know what our grade is of that concentrate to make sure we're hitting our targets. And similarly with the final tails, which you see in the blue here. So we want to make sure we're keeping our final tail low to make sure that we are getting as much palladium and precious metals out of that as we can. So out in the field, our flotation operator is monitoring this constantly to make sure it looks good out there when he's pulling, like his circuit looks good, but now we actually have the data that can help him confirm that that's actually the case. You have to know any sort of computer science. There's different instrumentation automation courses that would help, but all of this can be learned as well. We have a lot of our operators who have just come here with their high school degrees, and we learn on the fly. Once you take the time to understand it, it's pretty straightforward. So interpersonal skills at the mill are very important. We're basically one giant team trying to run this entire plant. So our communication skills have to be on point. We have to make sure that we're communicating any change that would impact an operator's ability to do his job. We're constantly talking with each other and making sure that everyone's informed on what's going on. And Rick is the master of that, because he's basically letting everyone know what's happening in the circuit, having an operator go in the field and confirm, and then solving issues that way. So the control room is one of our most important circuits in the mill. We're monitoring everything, all of our trends from a production and a safety standpoint. And that was a little bit about the control room.